of course, I didn't promise, but I did say, let's see if I do have this gimbal. Oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I do have this gimbal. Okay, so
That
let's
makes a lot of
see.
noise, doesn't it?
Yeah, we got the air conditioning going because it is kind of hot. Now the thing about the gimbal is, and now maybe I'm gonna have to get a mic because it's that much further away from me. Anyway, we'll see. Hopefully, oh, we got to take that off too.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the radio. Okay, now we're quiet. Now we're gonna be hot in the car, but we are going on I guess this is like a Mark Holland family trip. What do
It
you
is.
think? We
It
got
is.
us. We got the kid in the back there. You know, we're just gonna do up all the windows and we're gonna drive through the burning planet. So we, as I said yesterday on my live, that yeah, and I'm sorry, Melissa, sorry, I did give the wrong number for the petition. Where did I put that sign? I made a new sign. There you go. Petition E5024. There you go. But you know, you guys get it. Okay, who's on here?
Sign it and spread it.
Richard McCormick, hi. Nice to see you on here. So, as I said yesterday, that maybe Derek and I would do a black flag. Do we have a black flag?
Yeah, we got the black flag in the back.
Look at that. This is a mobile, what do we call this? The black flag mobile, no, I don't know, truck
Yeah, we're on the move.
studio.
Yeah,
We're on the move.
a moving studio.
Hi, Derek and Lynn from Freedom Lynn. Hi,
Freedom
Freedom
Lynn.
Lynn. We are doing a Black Flag Media truck live. This is our first live.
Yeah, we are first
Look
live.
at this.
This
First
is the
live.
first live.
So, you know, we want to see people's comments and let's have a chit chat. So, we'll just start. You know, you're going to see Derek's side view there because he's driving. And he's got to keep his eye on the road. And it is kind of slow. It's a slow go here.
Yeah, we're bumper to bumper, and I'm probably doing maybe only 20 kilometers.
Yeah. But we are on a Mark Holland trip, so,
Yeah.
you know, just as well that we're going slow.
On to a mission that you'll see later tonight.
We're going on a mission, yeah. So watch for us later on. Derek will most likely do a live on his channel, and I will most likely do something. Who knows? So, so we just thought we'd come on here and do a live Black Flag Media live from the truck and have a talk with everybody. So really, please do come on the chat and you know, say what you want to say. So let's talk about, what do we want to talk about first? Casselman, World War III, I don't know.
Well, we got, God, we could talk probably till tomorrow morning. Let's start chronological order. Let's go Casselman first.
Okay. Were you at Casselman camp?
No, I never
No.
went to Casselman.
I did. Only the first couple of days, or like they just had arrived, and it was all fine and dandy, and you know, it was whatever. But I did see a few of those leaders, and whatever. So go ahead.
Well, it was a rocky start off the start. But like you said, you just said leader, and I meant leadership is everything, right?
Well, I think so.
This is obviously, to put it mildly, a lack of leadership.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was unfortunate. I'll be honest with you.
Fair
The major plan that was going on that was falling apart weeks before. I meant there's obviously a lot of misleading going on in terms of who was actually coming. That they said that we're coming to help with the event. Falsified fake treaties, fake names, all kinds of stuff that was going on.
So at some point you caught on to that.
Oh.
That was.
Yeah, I caught onto it.
Yeah.
I caught onto it, and I did want to see who was actually, besides Gord and Iron Crow, there was someone on top that was actually managing this thing. So I was hoping to find out who that was.
I think we're probably all fairly got our suspicions, but
Yeah,
we don't have to go there.
yeah, no, we don't. But so really, what happened? Obviously, I think, although I didn't agree doing the way it was done, but V4F released that tape of Iron Crow, and that kind of really put a nail in the coffin for the plan. But it did endanger people, but they did do it, and I was hoping it would do it 2 days afterwards, where I could see actually what was going to go down. But that's the past, so we'll leave it as the past. But what happened afterwards is
Okay, hang on. We've got a comment here.
who's that?
Hi, Lynn. Oh, hi. The Save the Children movement was taken over by Freedom to Bridges.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Well, so I was there. So while we were at the Feltzum, and I probably didn't pronounce that right. We're at the Feltzum camp, and people were angry because the night before Ron was supposed to be in earlier, he wasn't, and people wanted to sit. They wanted to talk, and Ron just said, "Well, we're leaving it for the morning," and it made a lot of people angry because of where they traveled from. He had people from all over Ontario, but needless to say, it was pushed to the morning. Some people stayed over. It was close enough for me and quite a few people to go home, and then some just went home, period. But that following morning, we had freedom fighters there, and whatever initial plans that they had, the numbers weren't significant to do whatever they were planning, so it is what it is.
So whatever they were planning on doing, they actually needed big numbers.
Yeah.
Plus, they also needed the people that they were promising would be joining.
Correct.
And they didn't have that.
No, and that was all lies and
All right.
everything with that regard. So, really, what happened in that morning is there was a meeting, and it was very, very brief. It was myself, Norman, Ron Clark, and Freedom George and Gord. When I say quick, it was very, very quick.
And this was at Feltzum?
This was at Feltzum.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
And
Yeah.
really what I wanted and hoped to achieve is that we could sit down. We had freedom fighters. We had enough freedom fighters to come up with some sort of plan. But it would take some time. I was thinking, we have the whole day. There's no rush. Let's just sit down and talk things out and plan something. We got freedom fighters, let's do something. So that meeting was really quickly taken over by Ron Clark, and that lasted all but him and Norm. That basically lasted 1 minute, and then they decided to have a little bit of a town council or town hall with everyone there. So a few people did some speeches. Again, some people wanted to say something. A lot of people couldn't.
Okay.
Then it kind of promptly ended pretty quick. Ron got on his truck and he says, "Where we have to go is we have to go to Ottawa. We're all going to Ottawa." So Ron had gas cards. He had money. He was given some freedom fighters gas cards, some freedom fighters money to come up with them. And that there dropped the group off significantly. Because what are you going to do when we get to Ottawa? Well, everything starts in Ottawa. That's the whole thing. Everyone's going to come to Ottawa. So that was their whole mantra. They went in there with no plan. And I guess in the background, I'm pretty sure that it was Norman that secured that campground Casselman.
But you don't know for sure.
I don't know for sure.
That's
But
a bit of a guess.
I'm almost positive.
Okay.
He was the one that secured that.
Yeah.
So they all went up there, and I would say more than half just stayed and just left and went back. And I agree with them too. I meant, you can't make a decision in 2 hours, especially we had freedom fighters from all over Canada there. You got to remember, they were all over from Canada. And then bingo, boom, without a plan. So they all went up there. They were all hoping to start something and that people would gravitate towards them. But really what happened is right from the get-go, you put what freedom fighters you had up there in danger really without a plan. So you guys went to Ottawa, and obviously the police were there prepared for something. And what did we get? We got people arrested. And we got I think it was Billy. We never met.
Yeah.
Billy, I apologize, we never met. But that taser,
Billy got tased and arrested.
Yeah, that incident happened from it. We had that ridiculous thing. I at the start of the camp, people jumping on the car. I don't have to go into it because Jeremy McKenzie said ad nauseum about it, so I'm not even going to go into that. And we had that ridiculous incident. And then, they were up there. It became a commune. I called Norman one time because there was a Liberal convention going on just north of Ottawa. I had all the details on it. If they all went up there, they could have made a pretty big statement of all these Liberals going into an event. They never did. A couple of people from Wellington went, you know. So the camp kind of just became a commune from there, and then from what we see, is it's declined into.
I was trying to remember the dates. Like, I certainly know I was in Ottawa for September 20th in there.
Yeah.
Now, I may have gone, I'd have to look back, but I may have gone, because I'm not sure when they actually, the timeline. It doesn't really matter. But to your point of, you know, what did they do? What did they do? So I was in Ottawa when they had arrived, right? Because I did go to the camp a couple of days in that they had arrived. And so they were all like, yeah, we're going to the hill, we're going to the hill. And so I was in Ottawa, and I was kind of waiting for them, like thinking, okay, they're going to bring people. I was definitely keeping my distance because I had my own opinion on it. I didn't like it, you know, whatever, you know, but I was watching. I'm like, well, where are they? They never showed up when I was there. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm wrong. That they did finally show up. There was like 10 of them or something. Or maybe anyway, it doesn't really matter. But I remember being there and thinking, well, how come they're supposed to be doing this big thing? They've come to Ottawa to do some great big thing, and nothing really happened. And then I went home, and then I, of course, saw people's lives, and Crystal getting arrested, and Billy getting tased and arrested, and just the mess. And then, like, they did nothing. Yeah. And then they stayed and stayed and stayed. I mean, it's one thing, it kind of, you know, everyone, like, plans fall apart. I don't, you know, okay, plans fall apart. But the staying and staying and staying, and then therefore what we are now contending with is this huge, disgusting mess that they've left at these people's property.
Yeah, well, you can't do anything without strategy.
No, of course not.
And there was no strategy, there was no plans. I meant, they're all in Phelps. We had, you know, obviously they weren't the numbers that everyone thought they would be, but we had good numbers that we could have done something, week-long thing in Toronto in that area.
So Wanda's just saying they stayed at the first camp for 3 weeks and then moved on to the camp that they left a mess in.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it.
Thanks, Wanda.
Yeah. So
the first camp is the one I was at, you know, and again, they were probably there for the 2 days. Like, there was, Colin was still there, Colin Big Bear was still there, Freedom George was still there, Ron Clark, Gordon Berry, you know, those people. And, you know, anyway, go ahead, Derek.
Yeah, so, and then we're left with the mess that it was, unfortunately.
Yeah, very unfortunately. And, you know, and I said this in my live yesterday, you know, yep, the freedom movement's going to come in. They're going to clean up. They're gathering money to help these people. And quite honestly, I kind of wonder why these people let it go so far. But hey, there's the freedom movement cleaning it up, and kudos and thank you to Jeremy McKenzie, who's offered from Diagolon to pay for their hydro bill and to help, you know, get the word out that these people need help. And, you know, and Dacey, hey Chris Dacey, you know, and all the you know, the Ottawa people, and you know, to get helping to clean this up, etc., you know. But this should never have happened at all. And the mess that they've created is just reflecting on each individual person in the freedom movement, and I say that in quotations, the freedom movement. You know, it reflects on us, each and every one of us personally, but it certainly reflects on the movement itself. So that totally pisses me off, and those people do need to be called out, in my opinion. They need to be called out, and they need to be gone from this movement. Yeah. That's my opinion. Hey.
It is. I mean, it's time for the movement to start. This like I've been saying this for the last 8 months, that this victory's done on the chessboard, which is done strategically, and we're not. There's nothing strategic in everything. You know. We try to. I know the Tyrant Patrol, we try to do things strategically. But
and even that's often on the fly.
That's,
but there is a strategic manner to it.
Yeah, but it's still on the fly, and we don't, because we don't know what's going on. I meant the other thing is complicated, is that we have freedom fighters that have never been on the street that are fueling things through the keyboard as well. We have these leaders that are taking in huge sums of money under false pretenses and taking advantage of certain people that don't come out as well, and it's become a money-making operation to them.
Yeah.
They put their people in danger. I never put my people in danger, never will, never asked of anyone to be putting themselves in danger either. So, you know, this is what we have. Nor do I deal in any illegal drugs or drug selling or anything of that nature.
I think,
But
you know, I just want to jump in on this,
is
you know,
what
putting
it
people in
happens.
danger,
Yeah.
is I want to say, I'm going to turn this to me, and to us, but what I want to say about it being in danger is that the fact remains that this entire freedom fighting is a dangerous proposition
Of course
to
it is.
begin with.
Yeah,
Completely.
it is.
And this is why we have to be super careful that we never do anything that is illegal or dangerous in an obvious dangerous manner. Do not go into dangerous situations. But because the fact of the matter is that freedom fighting in itself is dangerous. You know, we've got, people are doing jail time. People are, in courts for things that we would never have thought would be, you'd be charged with, and never. So it is dangerous to begin with. So sorry, I just wanted to jump in and say that, because say putting ourselves in danger. No, we don't want to put ourselves in danger, but we have to remember that this is dangerous times we are living in. That's my opinion on that. So
100%.
I want to jump in on that. Yeah. So yeah, we have to be extremely careful about what and how we do things. That doesn't mean we're not assertive. It doesn't mean we're not aggressive.
Yeah.
We do what we think is necessary, but always under, the legality. And no, we don't bring drugs into it, or complete K9 Canada. Thank you. You gave us 100%. Yes. Yeah, exactly. So we do what we do. We are right now. Have we said enough about Casselman?
I think we said enough. Well, there's so many other people that have chimed in with similar thoughts. And
well,
like that.
And so we should. And I think that we I think it was necessary for you and I to talk about it. You were involved in it in some manner. Oh, that kind of went spun out. I don't know why.
Oh.
Okay, I might just lock that into place then. So I don't know why that happened, but it's spinning, Paul. I don't know why. So I'm just going to have to hold it. So yeah, I feel that what you two are doing is a service to those who realize it's dangerous and cannot take those risks for various reasons. Oh, now I just lost the chat. Let me go back to that chat because it's a long comment. Hang on. Sorry, Wanda. Oh, no, it's back in Montreal, Quebec. That realize dangerous and cannot take those risks for various reasons. That is why I appreciate what you and Derek are doing. Well, thank you, Val, from Montreal. Yeah. Thank you. I mean, I do, I'm sure Derek feels, we that come out here do appreciate hearing that. And I do understand that there are people in positions that cannot do what we do or say what we say. I get it. You've got families or jobs. I do understand that. I mean, may come to a point where we have to push beyond those limits also, but I do appreciate that you say that, and I do understand the position of that. And there are people, like I was saying, answering to you, saying that other people have spoken up about this. Jason Levine has been talking about it, and Jeremy McKenzie, of course, other people from Ottawa. They've been talking about this very subject, about the whole Casselman thing. But I think it is important that you and I talk about this. You were, involved with them to the degree you explained today. You may want to explain something further along the line, but I think you've kind of made at least the beginnings of this to be understood as to what part you played in it. I played whatever part. I mean, I didn't play a part because I never went to meetings. I didn't like it in the first place. I've told people, including Derek, that, no, I don't like the feeling of this, don't like it, and I'll stay my distance. And, I got a little flack for that, not from Derek, but from other people. And but I just have to stand my own ground on things. But I did go to the camp, and I wanted to see what it was like. And I did talk to George a little bit, and really just like, hey, and talk to Colin for a little bit and whatever. But just really, when they were in Toronto mostly, and said hello to them. But I didn't like it all. What was I going to say about that? But I do think it's important that, I think it's this thing that's being weird. I'm not sure what's going on. I don't know. Maybe if I just lock it, I don't know. Something's going on with this gimbal. Maybe I just take it off the gimbal altogether.
Well, it might be.
Yeah, maybe I'll just take it off because something weird has happened. Maybe the battery's
I
going.
think
Sorry,
we're probably
guys.
running out of battery
Yeah,
space,
so I'm just going to take it off the gimbal for now. Okay. There we go. I'm just holding it now. Gimbal. See you later. Okay, so so we're off the gimbal. And I can see now I can actually move it a little bit. There we go. So you can see we're heading off to do a tyrant patrol. And like I said in my my earlier live from yesterday, it is an undisclosed location because, why, Derek? Why do we have to keep these undisclosed locations up until the minute and moment?
Up until the minute, because they will change it or cancel it.
Yeah.
Or they always have any Liberal event or wherever they're speaking, they always have a backup location, and they will use that backup location if they have to. Or they just cancel the event altogether.
Yeah.
Or, maybe it could be an event where Trudeau's with 4 MPs and we know about it, so Trudeau may not go to it.
Yeah.
But they keep the event going on. So that's kind of why we do it. Also the surprise factor as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the fact that, because of the, I still call them Antifa factor, that they'll get wind of where we are going, and then they kind of take over from what we're doing.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We're not connected with them, and, so that's another reason. So, but once we get there, we'll let you know where we are and what's happening, and, but here we are, we're going westward. So you can see there, you can see Hamilton, Brantford, Hamilton, Niagara. So we're just going off. There we are. And we're black flagging it. So there's the black flag. There's Loki sleeping in the back.
Loki getting rested up.
Yeah. So I think it is important that you speak about this, and we speak about the whole Casselman thing, and not just the mess and everything, but the entire operation and how it failed, and maybe at some point we'll talk about that further, like in the studio or something. We'll see. So there's that. And do you want to talk about the accusations that are being put on you?
Yes.
About you being a...
Yeah. So I'll start it this way. So on my heart, I'm not a Freemason.
He's not a Freemason on his heart.
No, I won't deny that I have family members that are passed or alive that were. So that's all I'm going to say on it, because the fact that this accusation comes up with everything that I've done, I'm probably, my team exclusively, and sometimes I'm going out on my own. I'm working for this freedom movement at least 4 to 7 days a week. There's been weeks where we've gone every day.
Well, the thing about it is, whether you're a Mason or not a Mason, but you're saying on your heart you're not a Mason. So whatever that means to people, it's a good thing, bad thing, I don't know. For whatever reason, there is somebody out there saying this to bring you down and to, whatever. So, but, and people say other things about Daisy and about other people. And, I've said, what, I don't care. This sort of nonsense is just nonsense. But I thought we'd get you on the record to say, yes, you are, or no, you're not.
Now, further explanation. I don't know what was. So it got to a fever pitch. I was ignoring it for the most part. Then it got to a fever pitch. So I went on. I actually wanted to talk with him on the phone.
Talk to who?
The fool that's making this accusation.
Okay,
I won't even use his name.
Okay, gotcha.
I won't even use his name because I wanted to talk to him. And of course, he's not going to talk to me on the phone. So I did reply in the comment section on that Facebook page. Now I know he was taking down a lot of my comments. I don't know what stayed up and what didn't. But let me say this to this individual, and I'll say this all the time. There's always been an agenda to infiltrate and destroy the movement. We'll leave it at that. Now this gentleman should also look at the company that he keeps, because someone very close to him is in prison right now for what he's fighting against and what he covered up. And the day's coming very soon where he's going to have to answer to it, and I know it. Plus, he also has a problem with women. Very big problem with women. And
No, mostly I wanted for you to kind of say a word to
comments,
people.
I'm not going
Yeah.
to degrade into him.
Yeah, let's not
I'm
go
not going
there.
to degrade into
But
him.
you're not a Freemason,
No.
and we really, whether you are or not, I think
No.
is irrelevant. But you're on the record to say no, you are not. And
So-
some family members of yours have been, or
Yeah.
whatever.
We'll leave it.
Leave it.
everything
Maybe
in.
leave that there.
I'm not going to degrade to him. But
No.
some of those comments I put in, please read them, everyone. That explains everything. I'm not going to. I kind of consider this thing dead. It's a shame that he's brought in other freedom fighters in this as well. I'm not going to speak for Josh. I know Mr. Freedom answered to this years ago, well, 2 years ago, even as talked about it. He has an agenda. There is an agenda. It's very big, but it's unraveled, and we'll let it be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, again, I mean, there might be a day where you have to answer further to this, or not answer to
Yeah.
it, but to explain more. We'll see. But for now, I think we want to just say, hey, we're just officially live right here, not edited. Your answer to it, no, I'm not a Freemason, and then we'll carry on with that. So hey, everybody who's on here, thanks for being on here, and thanks for putting up your chats. If there's any questions you want to throw out, like, let's do it. Hi, Lynn and Derek. Hi, Lynn O'Farrell. Hi.
Big news, Fauci, of course, before Congress.
Oh yeah, we can talk about Fauci. Oh, I just wanted to say before we start, thanks for everybody being on here, but I really want you to share this out, because this is live, and let's get this shared out, okay? Share it to your Facebook, your whatever, but let's get this shared out so we can get more people on here watching this live and see what's going on.
Plus the announcement in the Telegraph, British Telegraph, excess death may have been caused by the vaccines.
I know.
So there's
much
news breaking
coming
our
out.
way. There's news breaking our way.
Yeah.
I mean, Fauci was trained by the CIA, obviously, in that question and answering.
Yeah, he's good. Holy cow.
I mean, not to my recollection.
Yeah.
Not to my recollection.
So yeah, the whole Fauci thing is definitely a crack.
The dam will break soon. The dam will break soon.
Yeah, I'm really hoping so. There's so much going on with.
We've got the traitorous MPs.
Oh yeah, traitors MPs.
That's going to be my hot topic for tonight.
Oh okay, yeah.
I strongly believe, and let's see how accurate I am when eventually we find this out, that there's actually 16. There's 12.
16.
There's 12. There's 12 MPs, and the other 16 are senators and.
We want the names.
And aides.
We do.
Now the reason why you're not getting the names is because Justin's on that list. And that's why we're not getting the names. And I believe this was also spurred on that there was a secret Liberal meeting this week with the guy that we're going to go see. Hopefully we have a chance to talk to.
Yeah, that
Champagne, who's the Minister of
innovation
Industry.
or something, yeah.
Industry and Innovation.
Who does it? Okay, hang on. I want to ask what this guy on Facebook named Danny is saying about Tamara and Freedom George. His name is escaping me now, but the guy that lost his leg in the motorcycle. Is it true that, I don't know what, that's all I see. Is it true that, what? I don't know what else you're asking. I don't know who you mean by Danny and what he's saying about Tamara and George. I have no idea. So you'll have to kind of get us more
Give me a
information
little
on
bit
that,
more
Val.
context.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Derek. Yeah. Sorry, it's a little bit jumpy because I'm trying to keep these chat things going. Okay.
So these are compromised. Well, these MPs are more than compromised, according to the report, that they were willing to help with election fraud and just generally enriching themselves. What's troubling is the mention of national secrets that were handily given over. Two countries that they've named is India and China. China, of course, is the most concerning. I've talked to many people on it. That lab leak at our level 4 lab there in Winnipeg. It was definitely, they were working on re-engineering Ebola. Now Ebola's I think it kills 90% of the people that are infected with it or more. The problem with this particular disease is it kills too quickly, so it can't spread as fast. And what they were doing is they engineered that to be more widespread, so it would have a bigger infection rate. So that's what they were working on. And these two scientists, which were clearly working for the CCP military.
They're calling it PCR now.
People's Republic of China.
Yeah. I don't know why it's different. Why?
It's different because you got CCP's got communist in it, and let's be honest with you, our media has been sold out, and they're uncomfortable saying communist.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, even Michael Chong called it PCR.
Yeah. Well, I think Michael Chong's a little bit of a swamp monster, but it's.
Well, I like Michael Chong.
I do, but it's just, to me it will always be, and it always is, the Chinese Communist Party.
Okay, I just wanted to jump in on that.
Because the people of, you got to understand that, not everyone that lives in China is for these monsters.
No, of course not.
They're not. There's a lot of resistance there, but they're silenced pretty quickly, so.
No, I know, I just wanted, so Val, I'm not sure who you mean by, Val saying, but they are indeed grifters. If you could just affirm or deny that, I'd appreciate it. As he trusts us, they are grifters, but I don't know who you mean by they. So if you can just tell us who you mean by they are grifters. So Tamara and George, or who are you talking about? Or Danny, or
no,
I don't know.
You could be talking about the...
No, because he was talking about Tamara and George in his last.
The
so I don't know.
Crowd, there's drifters.
Yeah, there's
there.
grifters everywhere in that freaking Casselman crowd.
But
you can ask, clear that up for me, Val. I will be presenting at hearings for rural hospitals how C-19 negatively impacted access to health hearings in rural areas. Well, cool for you. Well, let us know what goes on with that, okay?
Yeah.
That's Lynn O'Farrell. She's up in Northern Ontario somewhere. Yeah. So she's just said that. Sorry, I know we're kind of in and out of this conversation because I want to kind of keep up with the chat, but I think, it's starting to rain a little bit. Yeah. But this the CCP, the People's Republic of China, the Communist Chinese, and foreign interference and all that. Now you're saying you think that there's 16. Pat King is fighting for him and is not a grifter. Wanda says, okay. So let me just get back to the 16. You're saying you're thinking there's 16 citizens on the top of that list.
12 MPs,
now,
16 outside.
I have a question on this. No matter how many, but now, what's your thoughts on Pierre Poilievre saying no, he does not want to look at this. He doesn't want to, because then he has to go through the clearance, and then once he has that clearance and he has the information, he cannot say it.
Correct.
So I agree with that stance of the Conservative Party and Pierre's, because what's the point of knowing something that you can't say out loud? Right. So let them bring it out in the House of Commons. Let's have those names out in public. Why should, so Pierre knows and he can't say anything. What's the point? Yeah.
Well, the whole point of government is secrets are repugnant. The government is ours. We own the government.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I've been saying many times, these people have taken what's supposed to be an elected leadership role and turned themselves into rulers. Yeah. You're not rulers, and you're basically elected bureaucrats that work for us.
Yeah.
And every aspect of our government now is all secret. All secret.
Yeah.
The finances, everything is. We have absolutely.
I don't know how all of those documents shouldn't be laid out. Like they're all there for everybody's to see. Yeah. They shouldn't have to have spent years looking for, getting that Winnipeg lab leak report. Yeah. They shouldn't be years of George and the guy who lost his leg in a month. So I guess you mean Pat King lost his leg. I'm thinking you mean You thinking Pat, King, Tamara, and George are grifters. Is that right, Val? Well, that's I don't know about talking about that right now in this topic, in this live stream, because I think we might, if we are going to talk about that, that would have to be a whole other chit chat. What do you think, Derek?
Yeah, I'm willing to do that. I'll talk about that exclusively.
I think we'll do that
one
another time.
exclusively.
Yeah, because that's a different matter altogether.
Because we
How
could
the
talk. We could
hell
talk
have
for a
they
long
been
time
no
on that.
arrests? Well, I don't know. So Derek Summers says, how the hell have there been no arrests? This is treason. Well, absolutely.
Well,
But there's no arrest because they're not letting the RCMP investigate.
well, this goes back. The RCMP can, and this is how I was explained. I was explained to this by Larry Brock. So, and it's true. Our government, our government has to be completely reformed. We're talking about huge constitutional reform because they have what's called parliamentary privilege, and they also have what's called cabinet privilege. So just like, so this is how it works. And it's similar to a court case. I don't want to lose my exit, so I'm going to be looking around.
Yeah.
So this is basically how it works. So when Justin sits down with his cabinet, and his cabinet will be all his cabinet ministers, the cabinet minister gets one aide or an assistant MP that works under him. So they're all in a room and they're all talking. Now, whatever they say, whether or I have to go to do the washroom, gets recorded and it gets printed out. Okay, so this is what they want for the SNC Lavalin, and this is what they want for this. Okay, but the Prime Minister can decline those papers being released. He can just simply say, no, I'm not releasing them. No one can see them. No, he can't. The RCMP, when you're talking a criminal investigation, can petition the court for a specialty warrant to get those papers. And Larry Brock says the RCMP simply have not. So Justin says, no, you can't have them. The RCMP says, okay, whatever, we're gone. So we'll try to investigate it with everything outside. So that's the situation that we're in.
That is the situation we're in.
That is the situation we're
Yeah.
in. And these are one of the constitutional things that have to be changed.
Yeah.
I mean, the accountability factor. That's why when they have committees, they have all these committees, these liberals get up, they talk nonsense, or they just get up and leave because they don't have to stay. When you see the Congress stuff, or the Senate hearings that happen in the States, that's actually judicial. They have judicial powers. So you're staying in there, and that's actually like a court case, whether you like it or not. You're in there. So that's the differences between our two countries.
It's kind of nice watching them do their thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Val. Yeah, we'll talk about. Thanks for. We'll talk about all that at some other point. And when we're in the studio, and it's a little easier because here in the truck, it is getting pretty hot, Mark Holland. You know, I can see why you're saying. You know, because I guess you turned off our air conditioner, Mark Holland, on that family trip.
Obviously, Mark Holland doesn't see the entourage that Justin goes when he goes somewhere.
I know.
A minimum of 50.
Yeah.
Suburbans.
Yeah. Look at this. Oh man, we've seen that entourage, let alone the jet planes. You know, so are we getting close to a
This is
turn
my
off?
stop, yeah.
Okay, we're getting close. We're turning off the highway, and we're getting close to. So we may end this so that we can just get to our location, and. You know, mostly I wanted to kind of talk about, okay, this accusation about the Freemason, really whatever the hell that's supposed to, you know, make people look at you like, oh, you're not worth talking to. Okay, whatever. And then this whole Casselman thing. And yeah, the freedom movement's got to clean up its act, metaphorically and literally. I think the big thing about, like, you know, the truck convoy proved that we are, I think as far as, freedom fighters, the freedom movement, whatever we want to call ourselves, that we're peaceful, we're legal, we are clean. They during the convoy they cleaned up all the garbage, they didn't leave anything, they helped the homeless, they shoveled the snow, and we've got to keep that going, that whole feeling going, and that's who we are. So these bunch leaving that incredible mess behind, they've got to be called out. So we want to do that. So, you know, we've talked about Derek, not a Freemason. We've talked about Casselman camp and the effect that has on the movement, and that these people that put themselves in leadership positions, and I know George and Ron Clark both said, oh, we weren't there, and you know, we weren't really leaders, we weren't organizers. Sorry guys, calling you that out as bullshit. Sorry, you were in leadership position, whether you were there at that moment or not. That's my take. I'm Derek, and yes or no to that, but that's my take. And so we want to talk about that. We want to talk about the at least the start of this. You know, the whole MPs being that there is a list of MPs that are on a list that are known to be what?
Well, you call them traitors.
We're calling them traitors.
Yeah.
But known to be.
Well, they've broken the Canadian Securities Act.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's that. So we want to start talking about that. I've noticed that in the last 2 days that what's trending on X is, you know, hashtag name the traitors, name the names, whatever, you know. So let's keep that going. And so that's, I think, about it. Did we talk about anything else? We'll talk about other stuff later. Oh, that's covering up the thing. I think we're close, so we're gonna say bye.
Yeah, this is our destination right
we're
here.
All right. Should we show our destination?
I'm going to, yeah, why not?
We get, all liberals are compromised until we get the list. Yeah, no, well, it's not just liberals, it's everybody. And that's like the thing is that who knows who's on that list? Is this Anna?
Yeah, Anna got an early start because she knew we were over the overgrass.
Oh my God, look at, there's Anna. Oh my God. She's out there in the rain. Highland Derek, I watched the whole Freedom Convoy in Ontario. It doesn't stay up long enough. Hang on. Live chat. See you again soon. Yeah. Oh, I gotta ask whoever's good at this, like, how do I keep these comments up? I watched the whole Freedom Convoy in autumn. It was the most beautiful thing I ever witnessed. Thank you both for all you're doing. You're very welcome, JK, whoever you are. I don't know you. O'Toole is on the list. Like, well, this is the thing I'm saying. Like, it's not just liberals.
No.
We've got to, like, that puts every single member of parliament, including the independents.
Well, you got NDP involved there too.
Beautiful Papa. Oh, yeah. K9 says.
Oh, yes. Oh, there he is. Hey, Loki, you want to say something?
There he is.
You woke up from your nap?
There you are.
You ready for action?
Yeah, got a good picture of Loki with the black flag. His tongue hanging out. Peace, love, and most of all, freedom. Absolutely. Yeah, so every sitting member of parliament and their staff probably are going to be suspect. So they need to have, look at more fencing. You know, everywhere I go is freaking fencing. I'm sick and tired of it. So you're going to see Anna over there on the bridge. Like, seriously. There's Anna. Okay, before we jump off, look at Anna. Like, honestly, she's out with her umbrella.
She's out.
What's her signs? Trudeau must go. Petition. Oh, good for you, Anna. Yeah. Love you. Anna is amazing. She is. Justice for Sean. Hashtag.
7 days a week, everyone. 7 days a week.
Yeah, look at, here's our location. Yeah, Anna's always out there. I'll show you later her signs and what she's up to. She's amazing. All right, let's turn this around and we'll say our goodbyes. Sorry, I got my fingers on the camera lens. Or maybe we'll just wait till we park and then we'll say our goodbyes.
We'll just show the building and we'll kind of discuss strategy.
Oh, all right. Okay. Sorry, my fingers keep hitting the...
Everyone can kind of get inner workings of what we're up against.
Oh, okay. We're not jumping off just yet then, people. Sorry, I keep putting my fingers on the thing. Because it's jumpy and bumpy, and I had to take off the gimbal and...
No money for road repair.
No money for road repairs, right? OHC holding public hearings in your rural areas across Ontario. Folks need to make written submissions forced on harmful C-19 policies. Check Ontario Health Coalition list of hearings. Raise your voice. Thank you, Lynn. Well, you know, good for you to say all that. And again, we've just arrived, so we can't get too into that, talking about that, but at some point we will. So we are here. I can take my seatbelt off. All right, so there, I should really flip my phone up the other
So
way.
we know this evening
There we go.
at the building across from us that they're having a Liberal fundraiser. So Philomena Tassi, who's the MP here for Hamilton.
We're in Hamilton.
We're in Hamilton. And then, of course, Minister Champagne. Now, traditionally on these, you'll get MPs, local MPs.
Have you got this in park? Okay.
Yeah, local MPs that are in the area that will come. That aren't listed. They'd come like a regular guest. So they're not listed, so they won't be speaking, but they'll come. So we'll probably see somebody from Mississauga, maybe even someone from Niagara. The one Liberal one might come up for this. So we look. First of all, we look at this. We look at this place. So we got to identify the entrances where they'll come. So our main goal here is they'll come in early, and we're press. So we're wanting to have an interview. I got my press stuff. So we want to have an interview, obviously.
I lost my press thing.
With Minister Champagne. And as you notice, we got a public sidewalk right up front of here. So he certainly...
Watch your ankles if Champagne is there. Are you saying he's short?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, yes, I know. I know. I've interviewed a couple times. He's very short. So we'll try to get him coming in. There's the parking lot there. We'll go. Now, obviously, the idea, the major goal of this, that's one goal, but actually the major goal is to discourage people donating money. So the minimum to get into this thing tonight is $750. We don't want people going in giving the Liberal Party $750 without hearing from us, without hearing from what's going on.
Scare people off a little bit.
That's really what it comes down to.
And it's to hold pressure on. I say this, to people say, well, you can't really trust any of them. And I'm saying, well, we not only put pressure on the Liberal Party or the NDP party or whoever, but we are also kind of giving notice to any parties. If they're going to start screwing our lives up, guess what? We've got a network of people.
Mm-hmm.
And some of us get on the street and we do our tyrant patrol, but we have a very large network of people. And so, that is another reason we do what we do. Give them their money's worth. Okay. $750 worth of tyrant patrol each. Yeah, so I'll turn the camera on. You can see what we're talking about, the building. I'll try to anyway. There we go. So it is the McMaster Innovation Park. So they've got a room in there, I guess, to have this fundraiser. There's the parking lot Derek was talking about. But it is, yes, to put, pressure on the donors, to put pressure on the Liberal Party or whatever. But it, to me, anyway, is to give notice to all government people, all parties, whatever, that no, Canadians aren't putting up with this crap anymore. We're done with their controlling ways and their tyrannical ways, no matter what party they are. And the party or the group, whatever, gets in power, is the government after the next election, that being if we have one. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about World War III another time. But FJB, yeah, he's a nut, eh? We'll talk about that, but if we do have an election, all being well, that we do, even though it's kind of, I don't know why they do either, but it's to give notice to who's ever in government, whatever party, whatever leader, that no, the Canadian people have gathered together, and we're not taking this. We're not taking this anymore. And we're saying no. And we've networked over the last couple of years that we can, even though there's sometimes only 5 of us out here, or 20 or 50 or whatever. It's shameful. We can network. So I'm going to bring this up again, that the petition that's going out, the petition that has been submitted into the House of Commons. And I want to make this very clear. This is a petition for the House of Commons. And I'm going to put this up here. I'm pretty sure I got it right this time. E5024. Okay, so this is submitted right into the House of Commons. And last time we did, and it's for a vote of non-confidence. You guys can go read that, look it up. But we did one last November, December, which reached, just for that month, it reached almost 400,000 signatures. Now that's 400,000 Canadians that are saying we have no confidence in the current government, which includes the NDP coalition. So that's pretty big. So if we can get millions of signatures on this one, this shows them that we have created this ability to network together. That we can say, hey, a couple of months, we can get 1 million votes. What do you want? What else do you want from us?
What we're doing is we're needling them.
Yeah, we are definitely.
It's an embarrassment to them when they do hear from it. I meant, what happens from it,
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is to let them know.
Yep.
That people aren't happy with them, and like I mean, we're going to need millions to change. We need the whole pot.
Absolutely.
We need millions. And
so this petition is another tool, and I think it's a pretty darn good tool because not only it's submitted to the House of Commons, so it has to be read in the House, so the whole House of Commons hears it, and then it has to be answered to.
Correct.
They have to answer it. And so even if that's as far as it got, which is how far it went last time, do you think that doesn't kind of give them a little pause to reflect, like, holy crap, we've got hopefully millions of Canadians are going, and this is going to put some pressure on them. So if you haven't signed it, please do so. Go on to the House of Commons, look up petitions. I'll try and throw I can't.
It's on a lot of pages.
It's a lot of
and
pages.
It's being shared. It's being shared multiple times.
Good. Like, just keep sharing it. If you've signed it, and don't forget to go on your email and confirm your email, because otherwise your signature doesn't count. So do that and share it out, because we've got until October 2nd to get as many signatures as we can. Well, let's see. I don't want to get all into that. Petitions and protesting won't work. Boycotting or lobbying some hope. The party is for the party. Independence is the future. Okay, Sherry, we'll talk about that another time.
No, Sherry's got points.
Yeah, it's a point that we do need to talk about, 100%. And that's fine. But protesting and petitions and all of that is, as I said before, are tools that we have, and we should use them. There's lots of other tools in all directions that we need to go into, and we all need to do that. I will say that just off the top, and before we get into anything further. So, So anyway, should we stop it there?
I think so. How long have we been live for? An hour or so?
52.
Oh, almost an hour.
Yeah, almost an hour. So we've got Loki in the back. We got the Black Flag in the back. So this was our first live Black Flag media, and it was we've done them in the truck before, but this one was live, and so freedom, everybody.
Freedom.
Do it again. I didn't get
me off.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Freedom, everybody. Okay. Take care. Thanks for watching.
We'll be live again sometime tonight.
We'll be live again.
We'll just see what transpires.
So you keep track of this channel, keep track of Derek's Facebook stuff, and you'll see what we're up to. Okay, bye everybody. Thanks. Have fun and stay safe. Yay, you too.
Freedom.
Bye.